of the round table, and I'm excited to be here with all of you today.
So we're incredibly proud to join today with students, artists, passionate cultural educators who are working to expand arts education for every student in every school.
And we've gathered today outside City Hall to celebrate a historic investment in arts education. After months of advocating alongside many people here and inside City Hall, we are proud to say that the mayor and city council have agreed to invest $41 million for arts education and baseline it for future years.
We are so proud to work alongside lawmakers such as Councilmember Keith Powers. Last year to protect expiring COVID-era funding for arts ed.
Starts it off
That
halfway
is
on
now
front.
going to become permanent in
Like,
this
you
year's
know what I mean?
budget.
And this $41 million investment is an incredible achievement. It helps us sustain New York City's mighty but fragile arts school system for years. And now it will continue to go to arts programming that levels the playing field for all public school students. That is a lifeline, not just for the students, but also for the amazing cultural workforce of teaching artists and cultural organizations that partner with schools to provide meaningful programming for the students.
So baselining this funding for future years allows us to continue providing arts opportunities to students. It lays the foundation for a more equitable education, especially as the Trump administration cuts federal funding for arts and culture and threatens for further cuts to education. Beyond that, arts education provides an outlet for joy, creativity, community building, and fosters social emotional skills and well-being such as compassion and empathy, something our country and our world needs a lot more of during this challenging time. We are so grateful for the Mayor for his critical support and for recognizing the need to prioritize.
I gave it to her.
Yes on this in the upcoming budget.
But our work cannot stop here. Today there are still 290 public schools
Kinsey said the
across
mic isn't
5
working.
boroughs that do
She's
not
listening to it.
have full-time certified arts teachers. Yes. That means thousands of students still lack and with the mayor promising to increase funding for schools to add teachers, we have a golden opportunity to ensure arts teachers benefit
Arts and cultural organizations to expand access, deepen instruction, and provide critical workforce opportunities to artists. Boosting the city's baseline culture budget by $30 million would not only cover these costs, but build resilience and expand opportunities across New York City. All of that ensuring that our city's culture budget gets to then 0.25%. We continue to urge the city to make sure that arts teachers and organizations aren't forgotten so that every school can have access to arts education.
We are again appreciative of the council and mayor for standing up for our students. And we look forward to working with city lawmakers to continue advocating for the arts because after all, it starts with the arts.
Let's try this. Hear our call.
Arts for all.
Hear our call.
Arts for all.
Now we're thrilled to be joined today by educators, students, and artists who are going to talk about the importance and investment of this investment and protecting and expanding access for all students. To kick us off, I'm so thrilled to toss it to a huge arts education champion in the council, Councilmember Keith Powers.
Look, first of all, thank you all for being out here. It's hot out. I feel like we've been out here when it's like raining, when it's hot. We never get nice weather. But that shows your resiliency and the support that you're showing for a city that you want to live in, a city that is rich with arts and culture, one where it doesn't just be the greatest cultural institutions in the world, but you can walk into the school and classroom, send your kid to a good school, and know that they're going to have a full and rich arts program. I just want to say we started this endeavor a few years ago, and it was at a time where school budgets were getting threatened with cuts, and we started to hear from principals that they were going to start getting schools, that they were going to start downsizing their arts programs. And you guys stepped in and stepped up. And you said, A, we ain't cutting school budgets.
Yep.
But B, we sure as hell school arts budgets.
Yep.
But maybe we should actually do something and guarantee that every kid in New York City gets a good arts education. That's a pretty good idea, right? So, look, you have great group of council members who I know have been out here with you guys every time you do a rally. Rain, snow, sun, I do my best to be out here with you guys. But you deserve the credit. You deserve the credit for continuing to make this a priority. And in politics, in life, in government, it is what it gets prioritized that gets the funding. That is a fact. And you guys have made sure that every single year the city council has continued to invest and put money up and to continue to come out here and ask for more. And that is how you get the funding, my friends. So look, we live in the greatest city on earth. But when we go and pass our budgets, we got to reflect what that actually looks like. So when we put our money towards cultural and arts and good education programs, that is a good down payment on the future of the city that we want to all live in. But as someone, I think you guys said, it ain't over. So we got to get a budget passed. We have to continue to make sure that all of us are lifting on arts and education and cultural, whether it's in the classroom or supporting our world-class culture institutions, the biggest ones, like I represent some of the biggest ones, and the small ones that are in each of our communities that we want to make sure stay alive here as well. So that is what we got to do in the next few weeks, and that's what we got to do in the next few years. And I know you guys ain't going home after this year, am I right? All right. So I came out to say really sincerely to all of you guys, because it is a fight you guys have put a lot of skin in the game on to make sure we get the funding we deserve. So a very big thank you for being here. Congrats on the success we had so far, but we got to keep going, my friends. So thank you guys. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Powers. Truly, it has been such an honor to work with you in the council, and we are so grateful for your partnership throughout all of this. So, we at the Roundtable believe the most powerful advocates, the voices that we need to be listening to the most, are our city's young people. Yeah. So I'm thrilled to bring up our next speaker, Maya W., who is a New York City public school student, but also one of the Roundtables. It starts with the arts student artists, beating out more than almost 100 students to receive that distinguishing honor this year. And so we're welcome to the stage, Maya.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Maya Williamson. I am a student in Brooklyn, New York. And today I came to explain why arts education is important. Arts education is important because not only do art students need it, but regular students as well need it. In my art class, I have a lot of quote-unquote misbehaved students. And in my art class, they get the chance to express themselves critically, emotionally, mentally, and physically. Art allows everybody, not only those talented, but anybody can be talented, because art is a concept.
That's right.
In my school, art is important to me because I want to pursue art. Art to me is my lifestyle. Art is the way I walk. Art is the way I talk. Art is the way I present myself. And that is why art education is important to me.
Thank you so much. Wow. Oh my gosh. All right. Prepare to continue to get inspired, because this is what it's about. So next up will be a student from Brooklyn High School of the Arts and winner of Manhattan Theater Club's Sondheim New Friends competition, performing a New World by Jason Robert Brown. Please give it up for Shanice Ellis!
Hello, everyone. As you already know, my name is Shanice Ellis, and I'm 18 years old, and I go to Brooklyn High School of the Arts. When I first sat down to think about what I wanted to sing or say, I had to really think about what the arts means to me. And to me, musical theater and the arts in general is a place of love, responsibility, and a sense of belonging. So I chose, for me and my friends, the song A New World. Moving it through this transition from high school to college, I found myself relying on people in my arts programs, my musical village. The people that are here with me today, my beautiful friends, Anissa Israel, Abigail Roman, Justin Harvey, Tori Mims, Nyla Oliver, and Exela Wilson, have always been there for me and through my arts journey. And even though we're all about to separate, the arts will always be our home.
Yes.
We picked a new world because we want to build the world we want to see. Thank you. Now for our arrangement of A New World. Ready? Mm-hmm. Ready? Mm-hmm. 1, 2. A new world calls across the ocean. A new world calls across the sky. A new world whispers in the shadows. Time to fly. Time to
You find a house in the hill, you have a job on the coast, you find a love you are sure you believe in. You got a pool in the back.
But then the earthquake hits and the bank closes in. Then you realize you didn't know anything. Nobody told you the best way to steer when the wind starts to blow. And oh, you're suddenly a stranger. All of a sudden your life is different than you planned. And you have to stay till you somehow find a way to be sure of what will be. And you might be free. A new world crashes down like thunder. A new world charges through the air. A new world cries beyond the mountain, waiting there, waiting there. A new world shattering the silence. There's a new world I'm afraid to see. A new world louder every moment. Come to me, come to me. A new world just beyond the mountains. A new world calls across the sky.
Oh my God! Can we give these incredible young artists another round of applause? This is exactly what we are here advocating for. Thank you so much for sharing your artistry with us, and we want to see that permeate and grow across our city's schools. But of course, behind these students, we know are the incredible educators. And so it gives me great joy and privilege to introduce our next speaker, Edwin Robinson, who is the 2025 Tony Award winner for excellence in theater education. So fresh off the Tonys on Sunday, and theater educator at the Boys and Girls High School in Brooklyn, as well as an Arthur Miller Foundation Fellow. Welcome, Edwin.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you, Roundtable, for inviting me. I'm the theater teacher, so I have a script. A Again, my name is Edwin Robinson, and I proudly teach theater at Boys and Girls High School in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn. I am also a fellow with the Arthur Miller Foundation, a grassroots nonprofit organization whose mission is to increase equitable access to quality theater education for public school students by certifying and supporting teachers to build sustainable in-school theater programs. And as of Sunday, I received the recognition by the Tony Awards for excellence in theater education. To me, it's more than a job. I love working with my students to explore the joys of theater. Each day, I go to work ready and am excited to work with my students. I get to see and train the new generation of theater practitioners. There's no better joy than that. That's why every student deserves to have an arts teacher. The council's investment in $41 million for arts education is a historic achievement. Their budget will help level the playing field for all public school students. While this guarantee of funding is extremely important, there are still 290 public schools across the 5 boroughs that do not have a full-time certified arts teacher. That means thousands of students will still lack sufficient access to the arts in their own schools. So as the city hires thousands more teachers, we have an obligation to make sure arts teachers aren't forgotten and fight to ensure every school has a certified arts teacher. So we are asking the mayor and city council, please ensure every student has access to arts teachers like me. Arts changes Arts changes lives. Thank you.
My goodness. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Let's give him one more round of applause, please. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you, sir. Next speaking will be Wilton Martinez, a New York City Public School graduate and Midori and Friends Next Gen musician alumni. Once again, please give it up for Wilton Martinez.
Hello. 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 My name is Wilton Martinez. I am a proud alum of the Next Gen Musician Program with Midori and Friends, and I currently serve on the Next Gen Alumni Board. It's an honor to be here today. First, I want to thank the Arts Education Roundtable for creating this space and this rally. Spaces like these are really powerful, and I'm grateful to be a part of it. In June 2024, I made a big decision. I chose to play violin just for me, not for a performance, not for a grade, just for myself. Fast forward to May 2025, I picked up my violin again for the first time in a very long time. I practiced for an hour and a half, and honestly, it felt amazing. That feeling when a note sounds exactly the way it's supposed to, that's something special. In that moment, my mind was quiet. And I remember this one clear thought rising to the surface. This is why I play music. For me, music isn't powerful because I get to play it for an audience. Truthfully, that part can be a little nerve-wracking. Music is powerful because it's mine. What I create belongs to me. In a world where so little feels truly yours, music gave me something that was. So when we talk about why arts education is essential in NYC schools, I offer this perspective. There are kids across the city who just need one thing that's theirs, something they can create, hold on to, and take pride in. Music was that for me, and it can be that for so many others. Thank you for listening.
Give it up for Wilton! Man, if that's the next generation, we are mighty lucky in this city. That's for sure. And so I'm thrilled that we've been joined by some more friends in government. First up, we're going to hear from Councilmember Eric Dinowitz, who is chair of the Committee on Higher Education. Welcome, Councilmember Dinowitz.
Thank you. That made me really sad because I used to be the next generation. And now I'm the last generation. Yesterday. Can we give it up for Wilton again? I'm questioning the clappers because I think we got in trouble last time for using kazoos. They're really trying to skirt the rules here, but that's okay. That's what we do as artists. We try to explore different avenues, and that's fine. What's that? Of expression. And yes, and Oriental Trading is helping you express yourselves very well. That's right. As I said, I'm Councilmember Eric Dinowitz, and I think like many council members, I'm a father. Like only one other council member, I used to be a teacher, and I always think back to this. I always think back like my time in the classroom and as a teacher, and I ask every parent, every grandparent to think about the times that they go into school to celebrate their children and the times they go into school to see what their students have accomplished. And while academics are very important, and your test scores and doing your homework and attendance is very important, they don't go to school to celebrate the spreadsheet that shows credit accrual. They don't. They go to school to see their kids perform, to hear the violin, to see the school play, to hear the reading of something that their child wrote, to read their poetry. And that's who we are as parents, and that's also who we are as a city. That's what we celebrate. And the academics are important, but you know what's just as important are the arts. Yeah. It speaks to who we are as a city. And one of the things that makes New York City is the arts. And look, we can talk about the tourism industry and how the arts contribute to that. That's important. But when we look back 50, 100 years from now, 200 years from now, where I'll definitely be the later, older generation, also dead. But it's true. I'm not living till 239 years old. Sorry, world. When we look back 100, 200 years from now, we look at the markers of what made our society great, and we try to understand who we are as a city, who we are as a country, who we are as a people. We're going to be looking at the arts. We're going to be looking at the great works that were produced by our kids, by our professionals. We're going to be listening to the music of the era, and that is going to tell us who we are. And that is why we need to invest in the arts. We need to invest in the arts for our children, for our city, and for our future, because it is who we are. We need to invest in the arts because our children deserve it, because it's what our parents celebrate. We need to invest in the arts because, as Wilton said, there are some kids who will come to school for the arts, and they'll stay for the math, and they'll stay for the social studies, they'll stay for it all, but they'll come for the arts because that's where they discovered what they love, and that's what they discover when they discover who they are. This discovery, deciding and determining and discovering who we are as a city and what kind of future our children deserve, what kind of future we're going to have as a city, and what people in the future are going to look back on today, starts with the arts. And depending on how much we decide to invest in the arts will determine all of that. So I stand with you all. We will continue to fight for investment in the arts so we can have a better future for our kids and for everyone here. So thank you all. Thank you. Good to see you. See you tonight. Tomorrow night. Just say we're going to the Bronx. Special shout out to the Bronx Arts Ensemble. Well, I got to say, there's incredible work in the Bronx and in my district. And I'm continue to not just push for a budget, a city budget that supports all the arts programs, but also discretionary budget where we choose to put dollars into the arts. So thank you, Bronx Arts Ensemble. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Dinowitz. Give it up for Councilmember Dinowitz. Thank you for your championing of arts and arts education. Next up, I'm thrilled to turn it over. We are here in his home district, Councilmember Chris Marte.
I think Councilmember Dinowitz learned comedy in the council. He's actually one of the funniest council members, if you haven't noticed. But he's right, and I think Wotan was right. Arts gives you something to own, and for many people, that ownership is confidence. Gives them self-pride, knowing that they're worth something. That's right. And that's priceless, because if you can learn how to play an instrument, if you can learn how to hold a brush, you can tell yourself that you can do anything, that you can learn anything, that you can go through any struggle and come out as a master of that technique. And so that's really powerful. So thank you for sharing that with us, because that's what this fight is all about.
That's right.
Every year, us as council members, we have to deal with a frustrating decision. We're given an allocation of funds, and then we have to decide which school gets it. We have to pit schools against each other. And we have principals who say, please, we had the arts program last year. Can we have it again? It shouldn't be that way.
That's right.
We shouldn't have to pit schools against each other. We shouldn't have to pit students against each other, even within that school, whether we give the money to the 5th grade or the 3rd grade. And so that's why we're always fighting for a bigger budget, because it gives confidence for students. It eliminates this division of someone having the privilege to do something instead of having the right to make it happen. And so I'm here with you to stand with you throughout this whole budget cycle. And not just for this one, for future, because we know this is going to be a long fight.
That's right.
And hopefully we're going to have it with a different administration soon enough. But you have my commitment that no one should be left without arts education, that no student has to watch another student do what they dream of doing. And so we're here to fight. Thank you all.
Give it up for Councilmember Chris Marte. Thank you for joining us on this hot day and for bringing the heat in our budget negotiations and fighting for arts education. We have a couple more speakers left. It is that partnership between our certified arts teachers and our arts and cultural partners. And so I'm thrilled to bring up next Paula Heitman, a representative of one of the many hundreds of organizations, Marquee Studios. Welcome, Paula.
Just gotta get my notes here. I'm thrilled to be here today with all of my fellow cultural arts organizations, certified art teachers, and most importantly, students. Students. As a former DOE teacher, as a former teaching artist, this is all I've ever done. And because I believe in it so strongly. I'm here to celebrate the allocation of $41,000. This is a historic achievement for New York City Public Schools. Yes. This is not just historic and an achievement for the students in the schools, but also the thousands of teaching artists and hundreds of cultural organizations that partner with New York City Public Schools each and every year. I have the privilege of being the executive director of one of those organizations, Marquee Studios. Marquee Studios serves over 30,000 students every year. Thank you. We partner with 150 schools in all 5 boroughs. We provide 45 unique arts programs in visual arts, dance, theater, and music. And we employ 80 highly skilled and trained teaching artists to provide that programming to students. Thank you. Marquee Studios believes, and I know that we share this belief with so many of you, that every student, regardless of ability, of income, of immigration status, of gender identity, every student deserves access to high quality arts programs in their New York City public school. Marquee Studios, like many of my friends here, our organization receives support from the National Endowment for the Arts. We received this federal funding for nearly 25 years. It was our most consistent source of funding of the organization's history, and now it is gone. Yes. We received an email a few weeks ago saying that our programs do not align with the updated priorities of the NEA as outlined by the president. So the priorities that are not included now are programs that serve students, low-income families, and people with disabilities. We lost $45,000 that would have covered programming for 500 New York City public school students. So you can say boo to that. That's So the loss of the federal funding is but one reason why we need a commitment of city funding. We need this commitment to sustain the programming that we are so deeply committed to. I want to give a shout out to all of my fellow organizations and the Arts and Education Roundtable for their tireless advocacy efforts to make sure that the arts is part of the conversation in City Hall. And I want to thank City Council and the Mayor for realizing the importance and to prioritize the importance in New York City public schools for the arts. Because after all, it starts with the arts. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Paula, for those wise words. I want to reiterate, it is hot. And we're out here and it's worth it. Every student that you saw is worth it. New York is worth it. All right, with that said, Stephanie, you can start making it to the stage. I'm going to introduce to you Stephanie Pacheco. She, New York City Public School graduate, 2024-2025 National Youth Poet Laureate. Yes, proof that me, someone who's older than her, I know I look young, please stop, can learn from young people, from people who contribute to this city. So without further ado, I'm honored to introduce 2024-2025 National Youth Poet Laureate, Stephanie Pacheco.
Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, this sun is in my eyes. But I am just so honored and so ignited, so galvanized by being here with you all today. I have the honor of being you all's National Youth Poet Laureate of the U.S. Thank you. It sounds real fancy, don't it? It has a lot of syllables and stuff. But truly, I'm a lifelong public school student. I'm currently a public college student with CUNY. And I have my beginnings and my present in the poorest congressional district in the country, in the South Bronx. And growing up, going to public schools, I am no stranger to what it means to have a school that is sucked dry of funding and of resources. Now that I get to be like this face of arts and culture in New York City and in the country, I hope nobody ever fixes their mouth to say that I am an exception in my community. I am no exception. The talent, the excellence that people see in me and everybody in this crowd is the rule in our neighborhoods. It is the rule in New York City. It is the rule in every area of this city that has students who are Black and brown and poor and forgotten. This step in having $42 million for arts education is amazing, but it is not the end. It is not the end. I am dreaming and waiting eagerly on a world where that is a small allocation of money to our young people. Poetry has saved my life. Performance has saved my life because it is mine, because it is something that no one can take away from me or from anybody in my neighborhood, from anybody on these steps, because it is radically ours. And so now, as we're looking forward to an upcoming mayoral and local election, but also as we are constantly in this fight for building the future of New York City and this country, we must always remember that if investing in our young people is not on the table, we don't want it. If investing in the most marginalized among us is not on the table, we don't want it. If protecting and uplifting the people who make this city's culture possible, if it's not on the table, if the Black and brown and immigrant and first generation and working class New Yorkers are not on the table, we can't want it. So to all the young and seasoned artists on these steps, I say always, keep speaking, keep writing, keep creating, and keep dreaming. And to everyone who holds stakes in making sure that is possible, know that a new world is coming regardless. Prepare for it. Thank you.
A new world is coming. Please give it up one more time for the incredible. Come on over, join me. Thank you all so much for joining us for today's It Starts With the Arts rally. We are eager to continue to work with these fabulous advocates, our friends at City Hall, to ensure that every child in every school, in every New York City neighborhood has access to arts education, because it starts with the arts! Thank you so much.